Every day, like my driveway, I wasn't clear. So every day I was panicking, and like getting called at 2 o'clock, then I could like relax for just a little bit and figure out how to do it the next day. But then Thursday I was in supers, and I got the call that we canceled on Friday, and I had to post something else down. I'm like, okay, we're back in Friday. I mean, I understood what we were doing, but. They sent out a ridiculous survey.
I have no idea. I just sent this to you.
Well, the state department. Okay. The state department says we have 175 students in my case. And my contract says I will work 185 days. Well, I'm going to make up those 5 days because I didn't work those 5 days. Well, yeah, that's what well, the options are at 5 days for everyone. High school starts at 7:30 and wakes up at 5. And I don't know why high school starts at 5. That doesn't make sense. And nobody will explain that. And the other is Saturday. First time you're on days. No, you're not taking Saturday. Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, I figured that too. You did it, right? Yeah. It's, and, yeah, we're gonna reach out. Yeah, we talked, and then I told him that Rory in touch, I think it's, so. If you need Rory, we'll get him on board.
Peter. Yes. Oh no.
I will get cell phone here. I will call you.
I mean, I emailed them. I disagree with you, but I didn't mean to. They're wrong, you know. Well, that being person. Well, Wendy was in, so she wasn't. Yeah.
Not yet, I'm waiting. She's back here.
Yeah, she's good.
Is that a false? Got it.
Yes.
Yes.
Introducing tonight's host for our 92nd season announcement, Todd Martin.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Cheyenne Little Theater's 92nd season announcement.
Our theme this season is Around the World in 7 plays.
So tonight, we'll be presenting the titles and directors of the upcoming season shows with our salute to late night talk shows.
So, before we bring out the directors for our upcoming season, let's start off the night with,
Thank you notes.
would it be okay with all of you if we filled out some of our weekly thank you notes? Could we get some thank you note writing music, please?
Thank you, COVID-19, for making us wear masks and giving 70% of us a 50% better chance of finding a date.
Thank you, Broadway, for closing and making all the rest of us feel superior by making sure the show goes on.
Thank you, Zoom performances, for teaching us how important it is to pick up our cues.
Thank you, Pandemic, for giving new meaning to the phrase, do you want to come over and share a case of Corona?
That's terrible.
I didn't write
I didn't either. Thank you again, Zoom performances, for teaching us that doing 10 live performances may be rough, Doing one Zoom performance sucks.
Thank you, CLTP Board of Directors, for the perfect timing of announcing the purchase of our new building.
Thank you. Thank you, CLTP Board of Directors, volunteers, sponsors. Did it get darker here? Working hard to make sure our home away from home has stayed open for the past year. So now, the moment everyone has been waiting for.
The announcement of Cheyenne Little Theater's 92nd season around the world in 7 plays.
We call this segment 6 Questions.
First, we travel all the way downtown Cheyenne, and kicking off this season, as always, is the old drama. This year's show will be The Veil of the Venomous Vixen, written and directed by Rory Mack.
Rory?
Where is he? Why isn't he here? What's going on?
You mean he actually missed a season announcement?
Oh my gosh, how will we ever find out about this show? Oh well, that's 6 questions, so I guess we'll have to wait until the melodrama opens July 15th through August 8th at the historic Atlas Theater.
Indeed. Next, we're headed to Greece. No, not the musical Greece, but to the islands off the coast of Greece with Mamma Mia. At the Godfrey Playhouse from September 24th through October 10th. Now meet our director, Audrey Mayfield. So how do you feel about this second opportunity?
I'm thrilled for the second opportunity to actually get it up and running and going, and I'm super, super excited.
So what is it about that show that made you want to direct it? The flashy costumes, I assume?
That's one reason,
Okay.
but also the music, and I just think it's amazing how able to write an entire storyline and show on music that has already been written, instead of the typical musical of writing the songs for the show, the pre-existing, and, there are many people in Cheyenne who love the music of ABBA, and so that's it.
So you teach junior high drama.
I do.
Do you use any of the same techniques directing adults as you do with your junior high students?
Well, theater's theater, so there's like many things that go across the board. Talking to adults is much different than talking to teenagers.
Really?
It is. And also toning down some of the adults that I direct in their language is a difference than junior high, but yes.
I would assume so. So you do some acting as well. Is there one role that you dream of playing?
Yes. My bucket list is Weezer from Still Magnolias.
Fantastic. So when are we going to start seeing your youngest kids start auditioning?
Well, she's already auditioning in the basement with her sister,
Okay.
but I'm sure we'll see her grace the summer stock stage in a few years.
Very soon. Okay.
If there's a role for a kindergartner, we'll see.
And since our theme this year is Around the World in 7 Plays, tell us, what is your dream vacation?
My dream vacation is actually to take Polynesian islands and visit not only Polynesia, but Australia and New Zealand.
That sounds fantastic. Well, thank you for joining us, Audrey, and good luck with Mamma Mia.
All right, next we head to Great Britain, or as Megan and Harry referred to it as not so Great Britain. The next show in the season will be at the Godfrey Playhouse, and it's an Agatha Christie murder mystery. A murder is announced. Here is our director, Brad Goodman. So, Brad, tell us, what can we expect from this show?
Well, it's Agatha Christie, so in typical Agatha Christie fashion, it's lots of twists and turns and keeps you guessing to the end.
Nice. Have you directed many mysteries?
No, actually, this is my first that I've directed, but it's my favorite genre of play.
Great.
So I've always looked forward to directing one.
Well, we're looking forward to it as well.
Yes.
Is there a show that you've been in that is particularly memorable for you?
Actually, there's a couple. But probably, I'll spare you. Probably,
You have any?
yeah, I've had a few. Probably in The Pillow Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was a great show.
That's fantastic.
You all remember that. So what made you decide to do theater at all?
I'm a ham. So, and in HD, it's a great outlet. So,
What was the first show that you were ever involved in CLT?
actually, it was John Little's show, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 2006.
I remember that show. So, since we're talking about this, what's your dream vacation and why?
My dream vacation is to travel Europe. I would love to go around Europe and see everything, London, Scotland, Ireland, all of that. So,
Very nice.
Would you do it like college style, the backpack?
no, I'm too old.
Okay, well, thank you very much,
You're
Brad.
welcome, thank you.
Now, from murder to the joys of the holiday season, we take a quick stop in the tropical wonderland that we here in the United States call Wisconsin. Our next show is going to be our first dinner theater of the season here at the historic Atlas Theater. That's December 3rd through the 19th. It's a Christmas comedy entitled You Better Watch Out, and it's directed by Brenda Little. All right. So Brenda, what other than Christmas is this show about?
Oh, Todd. So, other than Christmas, the show is about magic and family and love, of course, and the unexpected. All of the, and a lot of the human stories that interact with one another.
Okay. So here's the burning question. Why did you decide to direct a Christmas show this year rather than go to Mexico for Christmas?
But Todd, we are going to Mexico for Christmas.
Okay.
So this show closes on December 19th, and John and I get on the airplane on December 20th to spend Christmas in Mazatlan.
Well, that's fantastic, because the next question that Rory wrote was, will John be helping you with this show, or is he going to Mexico for Christmas?
Well, John is helping me with the show,
And he's going to Mexico.
and he's going to
Fantastic.
Mexico with me for Christmas.
So when you choose to direct, what is it that draws you to a script?
Yes, I love a story where, with ordinary people, where life is going on, and suddenly an unexpected person or unexpected event happens, in the door, an unexpected event occurs, and how that changes the world for an ordinary family. I love shows like that.
Yeah, and this certainly has a mystery guest.
It certainly
Certainly
does
does.
have a mystery guest.
Yep, okay. So this is a really, probably maybe a hard question for you to answer. With all the years that you volunteered for Cheyenne Little Theater, which year was your favorite? Do you have a favorite? Or a special time that you recall?
You know, Todd, one of the things I love about Cheyenne Little Theater is every year is unique and different. And whether it's a great directing opportunity or a great role or meeting new friends, seeing old friends, watching kids grow up, every year is beautiful and unique. I cannot name a favorite.
That's so true. So what is your dream vacation and why?
Well, two of my dream vacations I already do, like almost every year.
Like going to Mexico.
We go to
Yeah.
New York, we go to New York up to see Broadway, we go to Mexico for Christmas. I would love to go to Scotland for a Scotch tasting, Ireland for a tour of Ireland. But I think most of all, my dream vacation is anywhere I go with John Little.
All right, well, thank you, Brenda, and good luck with, you better watch out.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you.
Well, speaking of dinner theaters, our second dinner theater of the season will run from February 11th through the 27th, right here at the Atlas Theater. Let's raise a glass and say Simpson, which is a French toast, to the hilarious farce, Don't Dress for Dinner. And you'll never guess who's directing that. Todd Martin.
I'm really disappointed that I didn't get to do the card girl thing. He's so good. I'll just dance on my desk.
So as managing director, Todd, what do you see as the biggest challenge when you direct a show for the company?
I think it's just like anybody that directs a show that works a full-time job. Budgeting time.
Sure.
And also, I think, just making sure that just like any of the other directors, we have a level of quality that we want with things. And so just really focusing on that. Yeah, really just time management, making sure that I was a managing director, that doing my job as a director of the show.
In the same spot.
Yeah, yeah, when you're working in the same
In
space
the same
for
space.
both,
Exactly.
yeah, it can be challenging.
So this show's a farce, right? What does it appeal to you about a farce?
I love farces. Just kind of, like Brad said, he loves mysteries. I love farces. One thing I like about farces, quite honestly, is that you're not trying to teach anybody a lesson. You're that's really kind of your own goal. And I love that, like making Troy run, bounce around on a beanbag and bones going, those kinds of things.
Right.
So that, and the slamming doors and the manicness of all of it.
Well, you're pretty good about that work. I
Well,
like that.
thank you very much.
So you spent several years in Texas before coming back here to Cheyenne. I've heard anyway. What is one thing you miss about in Texas that we don't have here?
You don't have the Baylor Bears, who
Okay.
are going to their first national title game for college basketball in the history of the university. Sick and Bears. That's all I'm saying.
So what do you see as the biggest challenge that CLTP has overcame this whole last season?
Where do I start?
Oh my God.
No, I think this last year, as challenging as it has been, is a real testament to what this organization, the people that are involved. I think people involved in the lesser history and legacy in the community that we probably witnessed.
So this kind of goes along with, in your opinion, the best part of the last season for CLTP.
One that really sticks out to me was during the show that you directed, the Christmas show, the Charitable Sisterhood, when we unfortunately had to cut that run short that a way to still serve dinner theater. I thought that was pretty odd. That just really sticks out. So,
Well, thank you for saying that. We
Yeah.
sure did.
Yeah.
So what is your dream vacation?
Goodness. I think probably taking a visit to Germany, because that's where, my grandmother came from there when she was in her teens. So yeah, probably a trip to Germany.
Well, that sounds fine.
Yeah,
Sounds like you need a vacation after this next show.
actually, I'm going to Texas. See my nephew graduate from high school.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Can't beat that. Well, thanks, Todd.
Thank you, Kathy. So we've got 2 shows left in the main stage season, and the next one takes us to the lands of beyond. No, not Longsutter, but right back to the Mary Godfrey Playhouse, March 11th through the 27th, for our youth production, The Phantom Toll Booth, which will be directed by
Well, somebody.
somebody. If you are an eligible director with CLPG, which means you've directed before, and you might be interested in directing the Phantom Toll Booth, please contact Kathy or myself.
So to end our 92nd season, we will return to the Atlas from May 6th to the 22nd for our third dinner
theater.
of the season. That's right, people, 3 dinner theaters. We will end our world tour in Berlin, the only place in history where they built a wall that was paid for by neighboring countries. As we proudly present Cabaret. Directed by Justin Batson. Justin couldn't be here this evening, but his assistant director, Audrey Mayfield, is here to speak with us about the show.
Again.
So there you go. So are you and Justin excited about this third opportunity to show?
Well, the third time is a charm, so let's
They really want to do this show.
Yes.
So will you be holding new auditions, or will you be maintaining the cast that you had chosen last season?
We are actually going to hold new auditions. We have lost several cast members moving, and the husband's getting different assignments with the Air Force and whatnot, so
Have any of them retired or anything?
not only so.
So what should people expect from this show?
Well, I'm actually going to read something that he wrote and sent to me. So we're thrilled to finally bring this wonderful show to the CLTV stage. It has such wonderful music and characters, and I can't wait for Cheyenne to see the amazing dance numbers that our choreographer Tenacity has been working on for 3 years. So they should be really good, right?
This better be the best CLPG.
And I think the show is one that people will enjoy and hopefully give them something to think about. Things that have gone on in our country. It's poignant to, so.
So one of the questions is, do you know when Justin first submitted this show? I don't even know.
Ages.
It
It seems like
feels like
ages
it
ago.
is, yeah. I know personally that Justin, this is like one of Justin's favorite shows.
That's one of his
It's
bucket list.
It's one of his
Yeah,
favorite
direct-
shows, so, yeah.
So what was your first appearance on the CLTV stage like?
My first appearance was like way back, 18 years ago, in The Outsiders as Johnny's, meth head crack mother, where I had 3 lines, but yet there were a lot of kids that I actually taught school in that play, and so they kept calling me drug mama. Every time, but, so that was my first experience.
That's when I worked for Cheyenne Little Theater the first time.
Yes.
That was, yeah,
Yes.
The Outsiders.
that was the
Yes,
outside.
yes.
So since you already answered the vacation question earlier, we won't ask that again.
Oh, good, that's good.
But since you are the producer of Youth Summer Stock at Cheyenne Little Theater Players, Would you like to give us a little update on our program?
Well, this year we're offering a little modified version of youth summer stock, so I'm excited that we're gonna actually have something for the youth to do, but when we had to make a decision, we needed to go with the current health guidelines that were there, and so we're gonna have week sessions where they're going to produce a one-act play. So unfortunately, there won't be tickets for the general public for their family to come see the show, so that we can abide by our health guidelines and numbers in the auditorium. So, but we've had a great response on registration, and we're really looking forward to actually being able to have a modified version of Youth Summer Stock for 2021.
Well, that sounds fantastic. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So that brings our 92nd season announcement to a close. And here's a quick recap of the shows from around the world in 7 plays. The 65th Old-Fashioned Melodrama, The Veil of the Venice Vixen, Mamma Mia, A Murder is Announced, You Better Watch Out, Don't Dress for Dinner, Tollbooth, and Cabaret. Season tickets are available right now here at the Historic Atlas Theater, or you can get online at CheyenneLittleTheater.org. Or you can always visit us at our Mary Godfrey Playhouse box office, Monday through Friday from 12 to 1.
Plus, if you buy your tickets before midnight tonight, you will receive a Bring a Friend voucher for each membership you purchase.
And don't forget that we still have 2 shows left in our 91st season. Our family production, The Brave Little Tailor, directed by Athena Soanes, opens next Friday, April 9th at the Mary Godfrey Playhouse and runs through April 18th.
And our 91st season will conclude right here at the Atlas with of the modern musical love story, The Last, directed by Todd Martin.
We would like to thank Rory Mack for writing our script for tonight, plus Maria Thompson for managing our live stream, and Paul Sandler for running our lights and sound.
Finally, in honor of a very tough year, we sent out a hashtag of the funniest thing that ever happened to me at CLTV. In a few hours, it was just the second most commented on Matt's Facebook feed. So thank you for stories, and here are some of our favorites.
This is from Michael C., who writes, hi Paul, losing power, here's from Michael C., who writes, losing power in the middle of a performance of Addams Family. That happened twice, actually, I was there.
Playing Ellard in The Foreigner and having sauerkraut juice run down into my arm, into my armpit, and then into my overalls as I held it up through the trap door.
Sarah S. says, I was the stage manager when the lead got the flu, had to be carried off stage, and she was swapped out for another child. Good thing the lead was double cast. It's funny now.
Not funny then. Hannah C. tells us, I think it was Heidi T's headset radio that came off and fell into one of the baskets and rolled on stage. We were both laughing, crying, and praying no one would say anything over the radio.
Amy T. says, she came off the set of Cheaper by the Dozen and lost my pants when she went backstage.
Or Heidi T. When Maria's skirt fell off on stage during Into the Woods, I literally could not stop laughing. I was horrified.
Justin E. writes, I accidentally flipped my future wife's prairie dress over her head in front of a live audience. I'd like to say that I saved the day with a witty comeback, but instead a man in the front row held up his ticket and shouted, worth every penny!
Continuing this theme, Cheryl B. says, wardrobe failed during Best Little Whorehouse practice. Thank God it was practice. Brad Goodman will never be the same. I can't imagine.
Do you have anything to add? There were many, many more wardrobe malfunctions, miscues, ad-libs, set failures, actors walking into walls, and through it all, we laughed and clung to each other and kept going. Which goes to show just how important this thing called community theater really is.
And just like this past season, when times have been unsure, and we haven't been able to do everything we wish we could, but we joined together as an organization, a community, a family, and the show did go on. We walked into the woods, and may not be out of the woods just yet, but we have learned an important lesson.
So whatever the future holds, the performing arts in Cheyenne will never go dark. We will change, evolve, and endure as long as we have each other. That's all of us, and all of you together. Thank you, and good night from all of us here at the Cheyenne Little Theater.
You okay? Just didn't even ask for the hashtag. Didn't ask for the hashtag music. Not your fault. Whatever.
Moving on.